Welcome back. So let's talk about that internal scorecard. You know the one.
Hmm.
You do something nice, you put a little check mark in the good column, you lose your temper, that's a mark in the bad column, and we all sort of assume that if the good outweighs the bad, we're okay.
Right, the cosmic scale theory, that God is just waiting at the end with a big set of scales.
Exactly.
But the source we're digging into today, Pastor Chris's Rhapsody of Realities for February 10th, it basically takes that entire idea of a scale and just throws it out the window.
Yeah, it's a huge pivot. The title is No Substitute to the New Birth, and it really goes after that whole I'm a good person narrative. It says salvation isn't a reward. It's more like a change of species.
That's the perfect way to put it. That's the core argument. It's not about what you do.
Yeah.
It is 100% about what you are.
So your actions don't change your status.
Not at all. The source brings up Galatians 6.15, which says, neither circumcision availeth anything, nor uncircumcision, but a new creature.
And circumcision there is just code for what? Religious effort? Moral checklists?
Precisely. All the things you do. The text is saying you can check every box, follow every rule, but if you aren't this new creature, it's all meaningless for your spiritual standing. It's like, I don't know, trying to teach a cat to bark.
You can get it to make some weird noises, but it's still a cat.
The basic biology is wrong. And that leads right into the mechanism for this change, this central idea of being born again.
A phrase we hear all the time, but the source treats it not as, a label for a group, but as a structural necessity.
Yes. It's not a preference, it's physics, spiritually speaking. It goes to John 3.3, where Jesus says, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God.
And that word see is so important. It implies the kingdom is already here. It's all around us.
Like a Wi-Fi signal.
Right. But if you're what the text calls flesh, just a standard issue human, you don't have the password. You don't even have the receiver to detect the signal in the first place.
That's exactly the logic. It breaks down John 3.6. That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the spirit is spirit. It's saying these are two incompatible operating systems. You can't upgrade flesh into spirit.
You need a whole new machine, a hardware swap.
A complete hardware swap.
Yeah.
Which explains why the message is so rigid. We often hear this kind of exclusive language in theology and think it sounds, I don't know, elitist.
Like a club with a really strict door policy?
Yeah, but if you follow this logic, it's not about exclusion. It's about capacity. If you haven't had this recreation of the human spirit, you literally don't have the spiritual hardware to access that dimension.
So it creates a binary. You're either in or you're out. There's no middle ground where you're sort of spiritual because you're a nice person.
None. You either have that new life nature from God or you don't. That's why the text is so insistent that there is no alternative. Philosophy, charity, meditation, none of it can substitute for this actual spiritual event.
Okay, so if it's a hardware installation, how do you click install?
Well, the source is very practical about that. It points directly to the prayer of salvation that's included in the devotional.
And this isn't a long, drawn-out process.
No, it's presented as instantaneous. The moment you genuinely pray that prayer, the transformation happens. The old spiritual DNA is overwritten.
That's a fascinating way to frame it. It completely inverts how we normally think about self-improvement. Usually it's act better to be better.
This is be made new, and then you will act differently. The effort doesn't earn you the change. The change gives you the capacity for a new kind of life.
Which leaves us with a pretty heavy question to think about then. If your spiritual standing is 100% based on this new birth and 0% on your moral resume, what does that do to ethics? Is being a good person just an automatic byproduct, like a tree producing fruit? Or have we just completely disconnected our actions from our spiritual state?
That's the tension, isn't it? That's something to really sit with.
Thanks for diving in with us. We'll catch you on the next one.
We trust you were blessed by this episode. To gain unlimited access to Rhapsody of Realities by Pastor Chris, please download the Rhapsody app using the link myapp.rhapsodyofrealities.org. God bless you.